Imagine a world where the car industry's most iconic brands are fighting for survival, not in their homelands but on the unfamiliar streets of China, the planet's largest and fastest-changing auto market. Now, picture Volvo, the legendary Swedish automaker, making a bold move, launching its latest and most technologically daring SUV not in Europe or the US, but exclusively in China. This isn't just a new car, it's a dramatic gamble that could make or break Volvo's future. Why is the fate of a classic European car maker suddenly tied to the unpredictable preferences of Chinese drivers? And what secrets does the new XC70 plug-in hybrid hold that could change the race for global dominance? Today, we'll take you inside Volvo's high-stakes strategy with the all-new XC70 hybrid SUV, a model that promises a bridge between the gasoline era and a fully electric future. But beneath the shiny surface, this story is about much more. The technology arms race in the EV world, shifting government policies, and the razor-thin line between innovation and irrelevance. Is Volvo about to unlock a winning formula, or will this move reveal cracks in one of the world's most respected car brands? Buckle up. This is the story of the XC70 and Volvo's China gamble, a tale where money, technology, and ambition collide on a global stage. Let's find out what's really at stake. To understand why Volvo is betting big on China with the XC70, we need a crash course in the forces that have turned the Chinese car market into both a goldmine and a minefield for global automakers. China didn't just become the world's largest car market overnight. For the past 15 years, its government has fueled a relentless push for electrification, part industrial strategy, part environmental necessity. Generous subsidies, local content requirements, and a race to build charging infrastructure forced foreign brands to adapt or get left behind. By 2024, China's appetite for new energy vehicles, especially plug-in hybrid electric vehicles or PHEVs, has become insatiable. But here's the twist. While Western markets are battling EV fatigue and a plateauing demand for pure electrics, Chinese buyers are embracing PHEVs like never before. Why? These vehicles promise the green credentials of electrics, plus the long-distance security of gasoline. In a country where range anxiety, charging bottlenecks, and giant cities often conflict with daily routines, the PHEV emerges as a powerful compromise. Enter Volvo, a brand that has always prided itself on safety, Scandinavian design, and more recently, electrification. But Volvo's identity is undergoing a profound transformation. Owned by China's Geely since 2010, Volvo is now as much a Chinese company as it is Swedish. Its headquarters may remain in Gothenburg, but its most strategic moves are crafted in Beijing boardrooms. Global competition is only getting fiercer. Domestic giants like BYD, NIO, and Li Auto are pumping out advanced PHEVs and EVs at a dizzying pace, leveraging subsidies, scale, and dizzying speed to out-innovate Western rivals. If Western brands think they can rely on their old reputations, they're in for a rude awakening, warns Tu Lei, renowned auto industry analyst from Sino Auto Insights. The Chinese market is where you prove your relevance, or get forgotten. All of this put Volvo at a crossroads. Its all-electric EX series is grabbing headlines, but the company knows pure EVs face headwinds in China and abroad. Against this backdrop, the decision to create the XC70, a mid-sized, long-range plug-in hybrid SUV built from the ground up for Chinese consumers, was born. This is not just a new model. It's Volvo's experiment in adaptation, localization, and possibly survival. Let's look at what makes the XC70 so different. The name itself is a callback to Volvo's rugged estate lineage, but this XC70 has evolved into a sleek, mid-size SUV, larger and more spacious than the popular XC60, but more approachable than the full-size XC90. On paper, it's positioned to fill the sweet spot between utility and luxury, a crucial battleground in today's SUV-obsessed world. Yet the real innovation is underneath its Scandinavian skin. The XC70 rides on Volvo's new SMA platform, giving it state-of-the-art flexibility. The entry-level version is powered by a 161-horsepower, 1.5-liter turbocharged engine from Aurobay, paired with a choice of either a 21.2 kilowatt LFP battery or a beefy 39.6 kilowatt NMC battery sourced from Chinese tech giant CATL. The results? An impressive electric-only range of up to 180 kilometers on China's CLTC test cycle, an answer to the range anxiety plaguing millions of city dwellers and long-distance commuters. But Volvo isn't just playing defense. Its higher-end XC70 promises real performance firepower. a dual-motor setup generating a staggering 593 horsepower and 667 pound-feet of torque, figures that would make even Tesla's engineers double-take. Meanwhile, design flourishes like vertical taillights, retractable door handles, and sleek, frameless side mirrors point to a blend of tradition and futuristic ambition. Håkan Samuelsson, Volvo's recently retired CEO, frames it this way. The XC70 marks our strategic entry into the extended-range plug-in hybrid segment, a perfect bridge to full electrification. It enables us to maintain and develop a balanced product portfolio while offering a highly attractive alternative to customers who are not yet ready for fully electric cars. This is also an example of regionalization, where we adapt to the local market needs. That word, regionalization, is key. Unlike previous global launches, Volvo is rolling the XC70 out exclusively in China first, directly targeting the world's most competitive and complex automotive market. Why? Because this is where the rules are being rewritten, and the winners of the next auto age will be determined here. But making a great product is only half the battle. The Chinese car market is a battlefield of rapid innovation, fierce price wars, and cutthroat government policies. Domestic brands, with their deep understanding of local preferences and lightning-fast development cycles, are eating up traditional European market share. We see PHEVs becoming the next phase of China's Green Roadmap, says Cui Dongshu, Secretary General of the China Passenger Car Association. But only the most adaptive brands can compete with the flexibility and speed of domestic players. That pressure is relentless. Chinese automakers BYD, Li Auto, and even upstarts like XPeng aren't just saturating the market. They're redefining what Chinese consumers expect from a PHEV. More range, smarter features, and seamless integration with the digital lives of a new middle class. The result is a consumer base that's incredibly demanding, tech-savvy, and quick to dismiss yesterday's best technology for tomorrow's promise. Against this onslaught, foreign brands like Volvo face a perfect storm. Not only must they offer competitive products, but also navigate daunting regulatory hurdles, complex joint venture requirements, and the ever-present risk of being taxed out of the market by shifting tariffs or trade wars. Worse still, as Western governments now reevaluate the pace of their own EV transitions, amidst EV fatigue and grid bottlenecks, the Chinese market remains a unique paradox, both a sanctuary for PHEVs and a crucible for the most advanced vehicle technology anywhere. Is the XC70, with its high-tech hybrid system and keen focus on regional tastes, enough to restore Volvo's edge? The stakes couldn't be higher. Volvo's entire global strategy now hinges on whether the XC70 can break through and win over discerning Chinese buyers, fending off the relentless advances of local giants. Success could open the floodgates for Volvo's new global hybrid strategy, with ripple effects for Europe, North America, and beyond. Failure? That might mean a future where Volvo, once a pioneer, is reduced to a niche player, or worse, simply forgotten amid the roar of China's automotive revolution. And that leads us to the main conflict. Can Volvo's carefully engineered China-first strategy turn the XC70 into a bestseller in the world's toughest market? Or has the pace of change in China outstripped even the most flexible of legacy brands? As the XC70 prepares to hit Chinese showrooms, the questions are multiplying. Will Chinese consumers embrace Volvo's blend of Swedish safety and local adaptation, or will they see it as an imported afterthought, outpaced by domestic innovation? How will the regulatory dice roll? And can one car, no matter how advanced, really bridge the chasm between East and West in the new era of automotive technology? As the doors open and the first customers climb into their XC70s, the world is watching. Behind closed doors, Volvo's strategists are holding their breath. The answer to whether this bold gamble succeeds or fails will ripple across the global automotive landscape for years to come. But just as Volvo seems to have found a formula for survival, a new threat is looming on the horizon, one that could upend not just the XC70, but the entire logic behind foreign brands' playbooks in China. What happens if China's own homegrown innovators, flush with government support and relentless ambition, decide to take the fight to the next level? And what about the growing tensions over tariffs and technology access? Could they derail Volvo's carefully laid plans before they even gain traction? Ahead lies a turning point that could redefine not only Volvo's fate, but the future of the global car industry. The next chapter in our story, it's about to get even more unpredictable. Now, as Volvo's bold China-first experiment enters its most crucial phase, the future is anything but certain. The automotive world is watching. Will this gamble become a blueprint for survival or a cautionary tale? Let's explore the shifting landscape that Volvo now navigates. Beneath the surface of this high-profile launch are tectonic forces, technological disruption, geopolitical crosswinds, and a new breed of Chinese consumers with different expectations. First, consider the hybrid technology at the heart of the XC70. Volvo chose extended-range plug-in power specifically to target a sweet spot. Chinese buyers, wary of pure EVs' charging limitations yet eager for green tech, are flocking to PHEVs that promise both flexibility and future-proofing. The XC70's 100-180 kilometer electric range, depending on battery option, is a response to local driving habits and regulatory incentives. According to Cui Dongshu, head of the China Passenger Car Association, Chinese families increasingly want the best of both worlds, electric operation for city commutes, but the reassurance of gasoline for road trips. But Volvo is not alone in recognizing this trend. The Chinese market is seeing a surge of domestic rivals, BYD, Li Auto, and others, who are not just closing the gap with foreign brands, but seizing the lead in tech and value. Li Auto's L7 and BYD's Han DMI are already dominating the extended-range segment, leveraging local supply chains and government support. These competitors iterate at lightning speed, launching new models every year and tailoring design and software updates to local tastes. Volvo, with its global heritage, faces a daunting challenge: how to stay relevant when local upstarts seem to rewrite the rules monthly. Then there's the volatile shadow of geopolitics. Trade tensions between China, the US, and Europe are escalating, with tariffs and regulatory barriers threatening to fragment the global auto market. If Chinese authorities tighten requirements for foreign automakers, or if Western nations restrict Chinese tech exports, Volvo could lose its early mover advantage, or even be forced to withdraw models. Already, European policymakers are debating punitive tariffs on Chinese EVs, and Beijing has signaled it could retaliate. In this climate, foreign brands must walk a tightrope, collaborating with local partners while safeguarding intellectual property and their own brand integrity. Yet the future is not all risk. Within these storms are profound opportunities. Volvo's China play gives it access to the world's premier EV supply chain, leading battery giant CATL, a pool of agile engineers, and a massive data-rich user base. If the XC70 formula works, it could export this model not just geographically, to Southeast Asia, maybe even Europe, but conceptually, applying the lessons of regionalization and speed to other markets. The company also stands to benefit from its reputation for safety, which is still a core selling point in China's crowded marketplace. By investing in advanced driver assist systems and marketing its Swedish design heritage as both premium and trustworthy, Volvo may carve out a niche despite the price war raging below it. In the words of Javier Mehra, the key for global brands is to blend their DNA with local culture, Swedish safety, Chinese connectivity, all in one package. But the pressure to adapt will only intensify. Chinese consumers now expect over-the-air software updates, hyper-personalized infotainment, and a seamless integration with the country's digital ecosystem. Volvo's global platforms are robust, but will they be agile enough to match the pace of local innovation? Tu Lei, founder of Sino Auto Insights, warns, foreign automakers must think like Chinese tech firms, experiment, localize, and move at China speed. Otherwise, they'll be left behind. Imagine several futures. In one, Volvo's hybrid gamble pays off. The XC70 becomes a hit in China, and the company leverages this momentum into next-gen models and regional partnerships, securing its place as a premium yet progressive player. In another, surging domestic brands erode Volvo's market share, and the company is forced to retreat or drastically lower prices, jeopardizing its margins and brand prestige. Trade wars could further complicate matters, with potential bans on technology transfer or new tariffs forcing costly supply chain revisions. But opportunities abound as well. Volvo could harness the SMA platform to develop a new family of regionally tailored hybrids and pure EVs, using Shanghai as a global innovation hub. Its experience navigating China's digital ecosystem, integrating everything from WeChat-based vehicle controls to AI-powered maintenance alerts, could serve as a competitive advantage when these expectations spread globally. And if Chinese consumer preferences shift, say toward fully electric vehicles or subscription-based ownership, Volvo's adaptive playbook may prove invaluable. For viewers watching from outside China, what does all this mean? First, it's a wake-up call. The era when Western automakers could simply export models into China is over. To compete and survive, they must co-create products with local teams, respond instantly to feedback, and rethink everything from design to after-sales. The days of one-size-fits-all are gone. But there's a practical lesson here for anyone following the car industry or any global business. Success today depends on radical flexibility and a willingness to regionalize. Whether you're a car enthusiast or an entrepreneur, Volvo's story is a masterclass in testing, learning, and sometimes failing in real time. Their willingness to take risks and adjust quickly is what sets them apart from more rigid competitors. For hybrid and electric vehicle buyers, the message is equally clear. The China market is becoming the test bed for the world's most advanced battery and connected vehicle technologies. Features that debut in the XC70, like high-density CATL batteries, seamless city-to-highway transitions, or AI-based maintenance, are likely to shape the global market in coming years. Watching what succeeds or fails in China gives all of us a sneak peek at the automotive future. And for industry insiders, Volvo's pivot is a reminder. Loyalty to legacy can be a liability. The companies that thrive will be those who adapt their core strengths, like Volvo's safety obsession or European design sensibility, to fit the world's fastest-changing market. As Håkan Samuelsson put it, this is about building bridges between technology and tradition, past and future, east and west. So, circling back to our original question, can Volvo's China-first high-tech hybrid strategy outmaneuver local rivals and weather growing geopolitical threats? The answer is complex, but ultimately hopeful. If Volvo can keep up its pace of adaptation, leveraging local partnerships, tuning product offerings to Chinese preferences, and innovating in connectivity and sustainability, the XC70 could indeed carve out a profitable niche. The company's safety heritage and premium cachet still mean something in this market, and if they build a digital ecosystem that truly clicks with Chinese users, Volvo might not just survive, but set a new standard for global automakers. But the risks are real. Should domestic brands continue their relentless innovation, or should trade tensions escalate, Volvo's position could quickly become precarious. The key will be a mindset shift, seeing China not just as a sales territory, but as a laboratory for global reinvention. What's the secret fact most people miss? The XC70 isn't just a car, it's a test vehicle for Volvo's entire global strategy in the age of disruption. The lessons Volvo learns in China, the tweaks, the failures, the features that click, will shape every model and market in the next decade. So, if you want to know where the future of the car industry is headed, don't look to Detroit or Stuttgart. Keep your eyes on Shanghai. If you found this dive into Volvo's China hybrid gamble insightful, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives on the biggest moves in mobility and beyond. What do you think? Is Volvo's strategy visionary or reckless? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want a breakdown of the tech inside these new hybrids,